Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Paranormal News. Today's article comes from WKDQ.com, and the title is Illinois Woman Shocked When Ghost Appears in Photos of Her Kids. It was written by Leslie Morgan and published September 4th, 2020. And the photo credit is from Jessica Jones Ebert. And this here apparently is the photograph that they are referring to. This must be her kid, and this right here is the ghost apparently. So let's get into this article. As you are aware, I love everything paranormal. Lately, I have been drawn to stories and photos of spirits and ghosts more than ever before. I have even interviewed some paranormal ghost hunters and found it fascinating. I don't have all of the answers, but I love exploring the possibilities. The whole thought of where a soul whose body has passed away goes is a mystery to living souls. Yes, through faith and religion, we are told of a heaven, hell, and even purgatory. But unless you have had a near death experience or experienced a ghost or spirit for yourself, you really don't know for sure. But those who have believe that this is the way it is without actually having any proof to show it. Once, as a teen, I asked my very wise mother how she knew and believed, without a doubt, that Jesus, heaven, and God were real. I told her if she can't see them, they might not be real. She looked at me with her beautiful eyes, sweet smile, and answered, I have faith. Mom then asked me if I knew that she loved me. I told her that I did, without a doubt. She then asked me how I knew that. I replied that I just did. It was the things she would do for me, the way she talked to me, the way she looked at me, the way she made me feel when I was scared or upset. Mom then reached over, hugged me tightly, and asked me if I saw her love. I explained to her that I felt it, but I really didn't see it. She smiled and said, That's faith. Feeling things and believing them, even if you can't actually see them. Mom had faith and felt God's love every day of her life, and I believe she still feels it in the afterlife. I believe that my mom is an angel who watches over us and gives us a hug with rushing feelings of love and light when we need it most, just like she did when she was alive. Her spirit is alive. I know it, even though I can't see it. I have faith in that. After she left the room, I spent several minutes thinking about what she had said to me, the example she had given me. I knew she was right and that her lesson of faith went far beyond her faith in God or love for me. It could be applied to so many things that we are unsure about, haven't seen, or have no real proof of its existence. In the time I've spent talking to people who have innocently taken pictures, only to see later that there is something or someone in their photo they didn't see before, their stories are similar. They are taken completely by surprise and they are shocked. It shakes their very core. Why is the image there now and not when they were looking through their lens and taking the pic? Seeing things in pictures, once you really look at them, is not uncommon. It really happens more than you think. It's happened to me. Are there spirits who some see and some don't? Are they real ghosts or just a smudge on the lens of the camera? Are the light beams and floating specks just traces of dust and perfectly lit angles? The thing is, we don't really know. Those who weren't there might try to figure out what the image really is to disprove the fact that it might be a spirit, while others will share a similar experience. The seen and unseen merge together to form an opinion, a believable explanation. But the truth is, even though we might not be able to see angels, spirits, or ghosts, some of us have faith that they do exist. Others do not. But when they show up in a picture, unexpected, it's pretty awesome, no matter how you feel about it. You are either filled with excitement or trying your best to figure it out. Either way, pretty cool. I came across these photos on the Haunted Illinois Facebook group. I was fascinated with them and reached out to the mother who took the photos and asked her if I could share them with you. Like I always say, you can decide for yourself whether or not you see a ghost in the photos. But after hearing the mom's stories surrounding the photos, I believe a ghost of a child is exactly what we see. And these are the series of photos that they are talking about in this article. So here is the first one. See if I can make this a little bit bigger for you. All right, there's not really much of anything in the first one here. There's a little bit of a blurring here in front of the kid, but nothing that I would really say is anything spectacular. At least not that I can see. It says the kids are playing outside. July 4th, 2017. Beautiful summer day and the kids are playing outside. Jessica gets her phone to take some photos. Okay, here's the next photograph, and this one is a doozy. Now this one you can plainly see right here, there is something. Some sort of anomaly in the photograph. Now whether you believe that is a smudge or whether you believe it's a trick of light or if we're seeing the ghost of a child here, it most certainly looks like the image of a child. You can see the legs here. Here's the hand and arm. There's another arm. There's the torso. You have the head here and what appears to be some sort of hat that the child is wearing. At least that's what I see. You let me know down in the comments what you see here. If you think that this is a ghost or if you think that it's just a trick of light. Let's see if there's any more photographs. I kind of really made it big, so we might have to scroll back down a little bit. All right, let's see what she's saying here. Pics of the children playing. As Jessica is taking photos, she has no idea that later she would see something strange in the photo. Here is the same photograph again, and somebody has drawn in a little arrow here to show you where the ghost is. So we were right when we assumed that that was what they were trying to show us in the photograph. All right, let's move on, see if we can see something else. It says, what or who is that on the right side of the photo? Jessica has two children, but this childlike figure is not her little girl. Okay, here in this photograph, we can see the child that we saw before, and here is her little girl. And is there any more to the picture over to this side or no? Doesn't appear so. So if that's her little girl right there, it's obviously, well, now I won't scroll right. It's obviously not her that we saw in the other photograph. Says the thing is, Jessica only has two children, and no other kids were playing in the yard when she took the photos. Okay, in this photograph, you can see all three of the children. You can see her son and her little daughter. And then right up here is the ghost figure again. Now I'm going to make this picture larger So that plainly looks like a third child there. That is the ghost image. It says here she only has 2 children and no other kids were playing in the yard when she took the photos. Here's another photograph of her 2 children and the third ghost child. This one they've added the question mark and the arrow pointing right to it. Says the ghost child appears to be playing in the yard too. No one saw this shadowy child until they looked at the photos later. My apologies for the jumpiness of this. This site is going absolutely haywire right now. And apparently that must be the end of that part of the article. See what this says here. I have had a similar experience. My grandson comes to play with his siblings and his cousins when they all gather at my house to play. I walked outside my back door and saw my grandson standing by the fence gate. Just as I was about to tell him to go sit on the blanket for his picnic lunch, he was gone. But at the same time, all the children were already waiting on the blanket for the lemonade I was carrying. My grandson Holden passed away at 6 weeks old when his mother was intoxicated and rolled on him in her sleep. That is horrible. At random times, we hear toys going off in the playroom in the middle of the day or night, and there is only us, the grandparents, here. And that is the end of this article. I'm going to go ahead and get out of this one because it is freezing up and doing all kinds of weird stuff. This site is not very good. It was a definite struggle getting through it. But what do you think of this article, and what do you think of this photograph here of this ghost child? I mean, that is plainly what it appears to be to me. In my opinion, it looks like they captured some sort of child ghost on camera here. So let me know down in the comments what you think. And if you don't believe it's a ghost child, what do you think it is? Do you think it's something that was photoshopped in? Or do you think that it's just some sort of light anomaly or smudge? Or what do you think? I'll be interested to see. But anyway, thanks for joining me on this episode. And thanks for all your support. And I will catch you on the next article. As you can see up here, I've got several more to do tonight, so there'll be a lot of them coming. So until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye bye.